Hey everyone, it's Ryan1940 here. Today we're taking a look at Stormworks, and this is my latest build. It's kind of just a build progress thing. This is the USNS Pepe. You guys know, if you're on my Discord, I love using Pepe emojis. I love them. Anyway, so we got a ship named after him. And yeah, this is going to be an unrep ship. I'm not quite sure how we're going to do the unrep thing, or if that's just not going to work on this vessel. I'd kind of like it to, but my understanding of how unreps can happen in the game is we'd actually need some sort of like a crane with an arm to like pull over stuff to then connect. Like a lot of my ships have unrep stations on them for tensioning. They just basically have a rope anchor. But to actually get that rope anchor connected, you need something like a articulated crane to do that, and you can't do it how it is done in real life. Usually in real life we've got people with like rifles, and they have a launcher that they fire this projectile that's got a little thin messenger line attached to it, and that shoots over, and then the other ship will pull that on the deck, and then as they pull the messenger line over, that's attached to a larger line, which I think is the tensioning line. That gets mounted up, and then they start pulling over the actual like hose fittings for the fuel, or if the tensioning stuff's all hooked up, then at the unrep station they could actually move pallets over. This would have some sort of corkscrew riser thing with some hooks on it, and so the line would be tensioned going across, and then they would corkscrew it down kind of low, and then the hook would hang around here, and then they'll attach the pallets to that. They'll corkscrew it up so it's elevated, and then they'll pull the line over so it passes off the deck that way and clears it. So yeah, I don't know if that's going to be all functioning or not. It seems like it's just pretty crazy to try and do in Stormworks. We'll see. But we'll take a look around the rest of the ship. All these... it's just the LOD. I thought that this was oriented differently from this, but my eyes are bad. All these go down the cooling to the two main engines. There's two 5x5 diesel engines, with 6-cylinder each. They produce a lot of power. This carries a lot of fuel, like over 190,000 liters at the moment. It's probably going to hold more. And then we can take a look around the bridge. I really like this sail thing. I love this new addition to the game because a lot of the unrep ships have some sort of awning over here just to protect them from the sun while they're doing unreps all day long in the Gulf and whatever. Even on the OHP frigates back in the day, they used to have it attach an awning to the bridge and the bridge wings. I don't think Arleigh Burkes do it. I never did see it when I was on one, but they are very nice. So yeah, let's go on the bridge. It's very simple at the moment. Just got our basic equipment here. We got a rifle locker down there, Sharp's ECU of course for both engines, radar, and we have the weather system that I like to use on all my ships, and of course the navigation system I like to use. This one, instead of having everything on all the time, we have switches for them. So you got to turn the chart table on, and then you can start using the nav system. I got our light system and the auto foghorn system I really love using. If it gets past a certain threshold where it's foggy, this will start blinking and you'll know it's active, and then you'll hear a foghorn go off randomly around every 2 minutes or so. So that is that. Internally we can go down below. You know what, let's because I don't have the lights in here just yet, so let's try to make it like super bright. I think that's about 12, maybe 1 o'clock is the brightest. So you go down a deck below. These are all like little staterooms, and these do have lights that work. The spotlight is like super bright in that area, but I like it. Yeah, all the little staterooms have a cabin, and they have the light and heaters, and they usually have a window or two. I think this guy's lucky and has a couple windows. Yeah, he's got 3 windows there. So yeah, all the staterooms here, where we got like 5 of them, I think. And over here it's not done yet, but this is probably going to be walled off and become the bathroom for this whole deck here, for all these cabins. So we'll have showers, a toilet, and a sink. I think that's enough for 5 people to share. No need a bunch of sinks and toilets. I think one's probably good enough for that amount of people. This is the helo control tower. It's pretty dark. I like to paint spaces like this black and sometimes darker colors in the bridge because you don't want light to interfere with you when you're doing these operations at night to ruin your night vision, natural night vision. So we got the helo arresting system. That is just a couple small connectors in line that I use on all my ships. They're spaced out. I think it's 9 blocks with 7 blocks in between for the small connector. So if you make a helicopter and you center line it like that, a small connector, 7 blocks, another small connector, then it's compatible with my ship. And it will. This is spawned in on so that you can just land on the ship once you spawn the ship in. Laser beacon, and I think I might add like a keypad so you can change the frequency of it, but I'm not sure because I think my other ships don't have that capability. It's just a standard, whatever the standard beacon is. So you can go off of that. And there's some aircraft that use that system to kind of tell the pilot where they are in relation to the rest of the deck, which is really neat. And we have the flight deck light controls, which are on right now. They can be controlled here or also up in the pilot house. And that's this deck. Now we have to separate this deck out with a closed off ladder well because this goes down into the open deck here, which is one below. And this will be a repair locker, so it's got a red door. And eventually we'll get, I don't know if we have a door already. Yeah. Eventually we get a door to get out here because this is actually the, we can walk out here right now, I'll show you. So this is actually the side of the ship here. Actually, I might close this part off, and this will just be the door to get in and out of the ship, this walkway here. Because, yeah, this is pretty cool. If you look at, this ship is based off the Henry Kaiser class unrep ship, or Replenishment Oiler, I think is the official name. And they've got this kind of deck below that's open. And, yeah, I wanted to have a feature like that in the ship. So, yeah, we'll build that out. Obviously, fix some of these paint issues from the flight deck above. This is the actual smokestack, so the back here it goes down all the way down to the engine room. So if we wanted to do that, we'd have to go down this ladder well. Once again, this is sealed off because this goes down to the engineering deck, and we don't want flooding to traverse the decks. So yeah, this is as low as you can go. Below us is the keel, which is about 3 or 4 blocks high, and we'll probably make like some sort of access down there. We'll call that the bilge, and just let water funnel down there and be pumped out the ship. These are the 2 massive tanks with fuel in them, and then they individually feed these engines right here. So right now I don't have a fuel transfer system or anything like that, or even a ballast system, so we'll have to engineer something like that in the future. And of course we'll probably give it the treatment where it gets all the water stuff in it. I really like doing that. And yeah, this is the beginnings of some sort of engine or electrical room, I guess, so control the buses here, and how the electricity flows from the alternator to the battery, and how it goes from the battery to the buses. So if I disconnect this, then all the individual stations around the ship that get electricity will be turned off. If I turn this on, I can separate it out by different buses, so I can electrically isolate the whole aft section of the ship or the whole forward section of the ship or midships. So you get some finite control with that. Doesn't really serve a purpose in Stormworks, I guess, but I like doing it anyways. Yeah, we got a fake shaft here, another fake shaft, and then the 5x5 engine. So I just did a run in the Arctic with this ship, and then we might as well just get on the outside view here. Just take a look at the ship there. Yeah. So I just did an long-range run to the Arctic, and it was pretty nice. Found some little faults that needed to be fixed, but the bones of the ship are there where it actually can go long distances and be fine, go through heavy seas and be fine. In fact, I gotta check. I think right now it might have a... Yeah, it's got 1 small keel. Normally I do that when I build ships initially, because when you're doing a lot of the exterior work and you get a lot of topside weight, if there's nothing below decks to counter that and lower the center of gravity or the center of mass, you're going to get this really instability throughout the vessel that will make it roll over and stuff and capsize on you. So to get around that, when I'm just building, I'll have like a keel block, and then usually as I build it out and get a lot of weight in here, then eventually it settles back down without it and just doesn't need it. I think the Thistle, my previous little ASW Corvette, was like that too. As far as I know, I don't think it uses keel blocks anymore. It is really topsy-turvy and rolls around, but I liked it like that. There's a stability system in the ship, but it was based off the Flower class Corvette, which was really really awful at just smooth rides, and it constantly rolled in real life, so I wanted to capture some of that in Stormworks. Yeah, so up here we've got this is going to be like maybe some equipment room or machine shop sort of thing. And then over here, if you look at the real Henry Kaiser class oilers, they use this area kind of to stage, I think, pallets and forklifts actually drive in and out of here to move pallets around and get them staged up so that they can go off to the ships. I need to either build a forklift, and I don't want to do that because I'm not good at small vehicles, or find one that a user is willing to let me put into this creation and just have it be a part of it, because I'm not sure, but I think in real life there's probably like some way to get the pallets vertical up here, so there might be some sort of elevator. So I might do something like that to move things up and down vertically, and then you'd have your forklift to like move it out onto the deck. And then if we go below a deck, maybe have some cold store rooms and stuff like that for the pallets, and then put a forklift in there to maneuver them around so you can move the food and stuff around, so you're not just messing around with the fuel. But yeah, this is my latest build. It'll probably be a while, like all these bigger ships that kind of take a few months to get done. The Thistle and the previous submarine, the Whiskey class, those guys I cranked out really quickly because they were just small builds. But this is a full-size ship in the default workbench, and like you guys already know, I limit myself to that to keep it simple. For the user who wants to just play this, they don't have to do anything else to modify their game. They could just spawn it in like any other Stormworks creation. So anyways, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. I'll see you next one. Bye.